You can say hello. Say hello quickly. We are live from the ship, Santorini, Greece. We are on board Celestial Journey. If you guys have not been following along, we are hosting a group cruise here in Greece. Y'all, I'm tired. Tired. I hope my reception is okay. I hope you can hear and see me okay. Maybe I should turn my backdrop that way a little bit. So the sun is setting. Sun is setting here in Santorini. I have the family sitting here. They're waiting on their desserts to come. Let me know if you guys can hear and see me okay. I don't know what my reception is looking like. Welcome in, Life with Tanisha RN. Welcome in, welcome in. Drew, can you check on YouTube, see if my reception looks okay? Thank you. I don't know what this reception is doing. I'm on the ship's Wi-Fi. Welcome in, Christine. Thank you so much for being here. On the Go with Yellow. Thank you for being here. Happy Wednesday to you. Thanks for being a channel member. Let me know if it looks grainy or anything. It might. I don't know if it's going to be better. I can definitely see and hear you. Perfect. Perfect. Welcome in, Delara Washington. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, Denise. Thank you for being a channel member as well. Teresa, welcome in. Clinton, welcome in. He says, hello. How's it all going? It's going well. Welcome in, Sharo. Appreciate you being here. Who is that? Drea. Sorry, guys. The comments are coming in real fast. I caught a live. Sounds and looks good. Thank you so much. Serene Travel, welcome in. Debbie Lynn. Hello, hello. Jennifer Purnell, welcome in. Great to see you as well. It says, on the go dealer says, having a boring barbecue leftover lunch. You know, we just finished having lunch at the buffet. Yeah, dinner. I'm saying lunch because I'm so tired. We had dinner at the buffet. We plan to get back off in Santorini. I am just like tired. You are just now popping in. We are currently on a 7-night cruise on board Celestial Journey, which is a Greek cruise line. We have 42 group members that joined us on board for this, and we've already had, 4 port stops? 7-night cruise, and we pretty much have a port every day. So we started in Athens. We did 2 days in Athens. Then we went to Thessaloniki, Greece, Kushadasi, Turkey, um, Crete, Greece. Today we are in Santorini. Tomorrow we're in Mykonos. Then the last day we are in Milos. So it's very, very port intensive. And today is a long port day. Today we arrived at like 7 a.m. and back on board time is midnight. Tomorrow we arrive at like 8 a.m. and back on board time is 2 a.m. So really, really long port day. So, but really, really tired. I thought I would do a check-in, let you guys know how things are going, and answer any questions you might have about Celestial Journey, about cruising Greece, about group cruises, things like that. So feel free to drop any questions you may have. I'm only going to be live for about the next 40 minutes or so because we are going to try to get to a show. Says you're glowing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm actually sunburned. Marilyn, welcome in. Yeah, yesterday we were at the beach and I forgot to put sunscreen on. Yes, my husband is helping me this cruise. I knew he was going to ask that. Santorini. Santorini is beautiful. So today we did, if you guys are not familiar with Santorini, Santorini is a tender port. And it is probably, if you've ever been to Santorini, it is probably the most, can you like turn that down? Um, Santorini is probably the port that most people look forward to visiting when they visit Greece, but it's also the one with the biggest headache because you have to do 2 things before you can even get to your destination. You have to catch a tender from your ship, which is a water taxi. You have to catch that to the mainland, and then you have to catch a cable car. Guys, when I tell you that cable car line was long, you guys know I do things a little bit differently. We skipped the line in the cable car because I booked a tour that took us, so we had to catch a tender from the ship to the mainland. And instead of getting in the cable car, we got in another boat that took us around Santorini. And then we just got in the bus and it drove us up the mountainside. And we were able to start our tour that way. So I think we had about 20 people in our group. About 20 people in our group today that joined us on that tour. And it was wonderful because we didn't have to wait in that line. So you have to be strategic. We did have some that were kind of like real close to private tours. We had some that I just decided to go ahead and go with the ship's excursion because if you have the ship's excursion, you don't have to worry about tender tickets. They're just going to tell you which tender to get on. So, but Santorini was beautiful. Weather was perfect. Our tour just kind of took us through some of the different neighborhoods. It took us to Ia, which is where you're going to find the blue dome buildings. And what I liked about our tour is that it took us to two photogenic spots before there was anyone there. Like it was like practically empty, where we were able to look at Ia from a distance, get some nice pictures. We were able to see some blue dome buildings right there and take pictures. So we avoided all of the crowds. So, but yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Now, like I said, we did have plans. Are they getting started with something? We did have plans to go back to Santorini, but I'm tired and just having to deal with that cable car. I'm just not with it today. Let's see here. Can you guys hear that music? They just turned music on all of a sudden. Thank you so much, Michelle. Amy says, I love your videos and I finally hit a live. Thank you so much for being here. And it's crazy because there are so many people on board that recognize me, and I wasn't really expecting that. I did highlight Celestyal before, but I will tell you this, things have changed with my thoughts on Celestyal. And I'll be very honest, I don't know if I'd do a group cruise on them again. And I'll share some of those details here in a little bit. But quite a few people have just walked up to me like we were in line in Santorini. And a lady was like, I thought that was you. And then all her friends were like, yeah, we watch all your videos. So that's always cool to hear and see. Let's see here. But thank you so much, Amy. Sharonda, thank you so much. And thank you for being a channel member. Uh, Nia says, I wish I could have come. Y'all enjoy yourself. Yeah, it would have been nice for you to be here as well. So we have a really, really nice group. And when I tell you, we've done other group cruises, and they've all been wonderful. But there's something about the energy of the people on this ship that's different than we've experienced. Like everyone is just helping one another. Everyone is, finding partners to do tours and things with. So there's some people that are just chilling doing their own thing. There's some people that are looking for people to do things with. Just a helpful group. And everyone is just, high energy, positive, like really nothing, like an amazing group. I couldn't have asked for better travel mates. Kristen says, I love your website. Beautiful website and great vacations. Can't wait. Yes. This ship is a smaller ship. It holds up to 1,200. No, it holds up to 1,500 at max capacity. I don't even think we're at half capacity, honestly, and we're not full at all. The weather has actually been really nice. It's been a lot cooler than what it was when I was here this same time last year. So last year, like there was no wind. It was like almost 100 degrees every day. It has consistently, been. Oh, I forgot you guys ordered milkshake. Yeah, it's consistently been like 85 and very, very breezy. So the weather has been perfect. Did you get those photos taken at Santorini with the white buildings behind you? Yes. We just did that with our camera, but we did not do like the flying dress shoots. I can tell you that Veronica, Life with V, she's a content creator. She did do the flying dress shoot today. Elisa's Adventures in Cruising, she did the flying dress shoot, and someone else did as well. That's just not my style. No. Yeah, that's just not my style, but beautiful, beautiful pictures. We did get some pictures outside of white buildings and things. So thank you so much. Nia says, don't forget to like the stream. We appreciate that. Amigotio says, agree. Definitely better to have a tour with the ship or otherwise. Yeah. Or if you're going to do a third-party tour, which is what we did, you have to kind of know when the tenders may start. So like our tour was scheduled for 10 o'clock, and I was able to get the group tender ticket, so they didn't have to wait in line. I was able to get that from the cruise director actually, and so they didn't have to wait in line. So we were tender 4. By the time we got to the mainland, it was probably like 9:40. So we still had, or maybe 9:50 or so. So we had a few minutes to spare, but not much. So I would say if you're going to do a third party tour, look to see what time you arrive. Try to figure out when you're going to get a tender ticket and plan according, because a couple people had to shuffle their tours because of that. But I think that they come to expect that in Santorini because of the issues of going up the cable cars. You can also walk the stairs. There are stairs that go up the mountain. Let me see. Guys, look at these. Celestyal, their presentation for food and drink is really on point. Like this is Andrew's milkshake. Jim, let me see yours. What kind did you get? Oh, well, we can get you another one. And then Joe Marie's. So looks like vanilla. Maybe he misunderstood. If you don't want it, then me or Dad will have. We'll get you another one. Okay. All right. But yeah, their drinks and all their presentation is really really nice. Let's see here. But yeah, if you are strategic with your planning, then you'll be fine as far as tours. I would just say not to book anything before 11. But again, it depends on what time your ship docks. Is there a long line to get on the tender boats? I've only been on cruise ships that go right into the port. Um, for Santorini, it can be that they encourage you to pick up tender tickets. They're free. So here in Celestial, I think the pickup time this morning was 8:30, and so they clear everyone off that has a short excursion through Celestial first. Then everyone else had to pick up tender tickets at 8:30. They had to wait in line at the disco to get tickets to get off, and then you just kind of wait around for your tender boat to be called. But because we're on board with the group, I just went to them and said, "Hey, is there any way possible that we could get tender tickets for the group? Because it's just too hard trying to coordinate other tours and things." So they made it work. But yeah, there can be a line. Weather's been perfect. Did your tour include? I don't know how to say that. I don't think it did. Did you have to book your excursions on your own? Is it easy to find tours internationally? Yeah. I mean, I am a travel agent, so I kind of know where to go for tours and things. So um, some of the group booked tours through Celestial, others booked tours through Viator, and they were based off my recommendation. So I just said, hey, so like tomorrow we're doing a group tour in Mykonos, and we have all but three joining us. We have all but three joining us in Mykonos, and we're just taking the same tour that I did last year, actually. So I kind of vetted them out. So it's going to take us around Mykonos, and then Jo Marie, go get the menu if you're going to get the menu. Um, so our tours in Mykonos, and it's going to take us around the old town Mykonos, give us some history, a couple of stops for photos. We have a beach stop, and then we're having dinner or lunch at a farm. It's their lunch plus unlimited wine, and then we're doing a group dinner, an all white dinner in Mykonos later because we have a long, long day. So um, let's see here. But yeah, as far as excursions, everything that has happened with the group, I've sent recommendations out. Some people are still doing their own thing. Some have booked everything that we've done. So there's some that just have the comfort of going with us wherever we go, which we're always welcome to. And then we've had a couple of group things and people have done that. So, I mean, for the most part, I've advised on where to go, kind of what to do, because I was here last year to kind of scope things out. Um, and yes, it is easy to find tours internationally. The thing though is you have to be cautious of waiting to the last minute, not having a plan, because a lot of the tours here, and we actually had someone that experienced this, where they didn't go with the group on an organized tour, and our tours have been very private, like really really small groups. But we had somebody that got in a taxi and did not like the tour because the taxi driver was just trying to drive him all over. Where were we at? In Turkey, just trying to get him to buy things. So yeah, trying to get him to buy things, and so just kind of do your research. And for me, it's like it's a lot less stress when you can when you have things planned in advance because you kind of know what to expect. You can do research on reviews rather than being in a foreign place not having a clue. Where did Joe Marie go? Let's see here. Welcome in, Lida Shay. Appreciate you being here. How's the food on and off the boat? Now, we honestly have not eaten too much off the boat other than when we were in Athens. Food in Athens is delicious. We had no issues with any of the food in Athens. We have not really eaten. We did eat today in Santorini, and the food was overpriced. Keep in mind, Santorini and Mykonos, they are going to be extremely high compared to the other ports. Athens, everything is inexpensive, reasonably priced, drinks, food, everything. When you get to Santorini and Mykonos, the price is almost going to double. We had shrimp, like I had shrimp for lunch today, and it was just fried shrimp with the head still on, shrimp and some steamed vegetables, and it was like 25 euros. and it wasn't even that good. If I had done that in Athens, it probably would have been half that cost. But the food has been overall tasty. We just haven't done a lot of eating off the ship. We will eat tomorrow off the ship for lunch and for dinner. And then in Milos, we have a food tour. We did a food tour in Thessaloniki. All of that food was delicious. As far as on the ship, so let me kind of get into why I probably would not do another group with Celestial. Um, the food for me has been good. Is it as good as it was, or as good as I recall from the first time? No. But the food is still good to me. There are some group members that are saying they don't like any of the food. You know, it's a personal preference. I don't want to negate anyone's personal feelings about something. But I think part of it too is that you have to be willing to. This is a Greek, this is a Greek cruise line, and so you kind of have to have an open mind that you're not going to get American food, and pretty much the buffet every night is themed wherever we are. So like in Turkey, everything on the buffet was Turkish. I mean everything. So you're not going to find chicken tenders. You're not going to find pizza. You're not going to find. It's going to be whatever the theme is. And so some people may not be prepared for that if you're not used to eating like that. So if you can't find something that you like, obviously you're probably not going to have an enjoyable time as far as the food. Now, what I will say is everything that I've had has been pretty good, but just not as good as I remembered it being before. I've enjoyed breakfast. Everyday breakfast is delicious, but they also, something that they changed is they changed their meal times almost every single day. So there was one day, what day was that? I think it was like Thessaloniki. It was one day where, was it Thessaloniki? Whatever day we didn't go into port till 1 p.m., they cut breakfast off at 9:30. And so pretty much all of our group didn't get to eat breakfast because we had no clue. So there's no app or anything. Everything is on a paper they put in your cabin. We didn't know that they changed dining times. And so a lot of us slept in thinking, okay, we don't have a tour till 1 o'clock. We could sleep in and then get up and have breakfast. No, breakfast was shut down at 9:30. So that's like an issue. There's just not enough food during off times. And when they shut down the food, they shut it down. There's no in between, like snacking and things like that, which is a cultural thing. I mean, Americans, we tend to eat all day, snack all day. It's a cultural thing. So if you're not okay with that, you may not like it. I'm fine with it because I don't snack all day, but there are some like I got to get something to eat. Um, but yeah, you have to be open minded where you're going to other countries because the food is not going to be what you're used to at home. But then I have some in the group, they're like, the food has been amazing. They've enjoyed trying different things. But some are just like, I don't like the food at all. But I don't know whether they don't like the food because the food's not tasty. There have been some things that needed some more seasoning or whatever, or if it just, this is my first time out of the country, I was kind of expecting more variety, and there's not. It's truly, if it's turkey, it's Turkish food, and that's what it is. You will find salad, you will find sandwich fixings, you'll find some things that you can eat, but yeah. But yeah, so there are some things that we've had some concerns with. Now, let me say this. The group itself, and I'm speaking just having talked to a lot of the group members, the things that were within my control, things have been running smoothly, things have been great. And I'm saying that because I've gotten a lot of feedback already. But there have been some things with Celestial that we've had some issues with. One being their online booking system. They've had lots and lots of glitches. For this group, everyone had a shore excursion credit of $175. Well, I had at least three that said, hey, I went online, I did what you said, I booked the excursion, but it's not here. So there were three people that did not have their excursion because Celestial said that they did not do it properly on the website or it didn't go through or whatever. But we've been having glitches all along with Celestial's website. So there were a few people that missed out on that. Now I will say this, any issue that we brought to their attention, they have resolved and they've done their best to apologize or what have you. But it's things like that. Service has been slow. The ship is not full. Dinner service last night was what, 3.5 hours? It was longer than that. Ron said 2.5. It was like 3.5. We went to the steakhouse. So we had a group of us at the steakhouse, like 22 of us. And we get to the steakhouse and learn when we were in the steakhouse that you cannot use your drink package at the steakhouse. I'm like, well, Keep in mind, with your package with Celestial, you get included wine with your meals, you get beer, you get soda, and you get water included with your meals. That is included. That is standard. If you wanted to upgrade to get like cocktails over €9, over €10, or €10, if you wanted to get milkshakes, things like that, you can upgrade for $133 per person for a 7-night cruise. That is amazing value. But wherever you go, you're getting upcharged because the drinks are over €10, or you go to the steakhouse and you can even get a soda without paying, actually physically paying for it. So we got a little upset yesterday. So the maitre d came over and just told me that he was going to take care of our group, and he had the what is it called, the wine person come in and just go to the bars and get our drinks. So we made it work out. They worked it out for us, but it's those types of quirks that makes me hesitant to cruise with a group on Celestial again because of that. The ship is 32 years old, and the ship is beautiful, but there are some maintenance things that may need to be worked out. For instance, our toilet, every other flush, it doesn't work. And we've literally had to talk to guest services every single day about our toilet. Um, so that's been an issue. We had an issue with somebody having a smoky lamp in their cabin. We had to get their cabin moved. So there's like things that I didn't experience the last time that are now coming to light. Yeah, they've taken care of everything. So those types of things. And it could have been that me being by myself last time, you're kind of blind or oblivious to a lot of things going on. But having a group, obviously people are coming to me and they're saying, hey, I had this issue or this happened. And we're getting them resolved. And Celestial's done a great job with it. But because of those things, because I honestly told Ron this earlier, I said, had it not been for some of those little quirky things with Celestial, this would almost be a perfect group. And I don't like that. I feel like things are flawed because of some of the back end stuff with the cruise line, this and that. So long story short, those are my feelings about Celestial at this moment. Um, Let me see. Scrolling back, but welcome into the 69 of you guys watching. I hope you guys can hear and see me still okay. But yeah, everyone is having a great time for sure. Everyone is. Let's see here. Kelly Angel Tony, welcome in. Thank you for being a channel member, and welcome into all of our channel members. Christine says smoothies look delicious. Yeah, those were actually milkshakes, and those were included with my upgraded drink package. So you get milkshakes, you get drinks, and sometimes the drinks have been good. The drinks have been really, really strong. So no complaints there with the drinks or anything like that. And the bartenders have had great service. The bar service is not slow at all. It's just the dining. I don't know what it is. I know part of it is cultural, that they want you to sit and experience and chat and this and that. But for me, 3.5 hours is a bit excessive. Let's see here. But yeah, everyone is having a great time. Welcome in, Felicia. So Santorini was nice, but preferred Mykonos better. Same here. Same here. I love Mykonos better. Welcome in, Will G. Thank you for being here. Miss Karina says, where are you going on your next trip? You guys will have to stay tuned to find out. I actually do not have a cruise for September. Surprisingly, we get home on September. It is September, isn't it? We get home September 7th, and I don't have anything until I'll be home for a solid month. Yay! Ron said, "Yay!" I'll be home for a solid month, and then I'll have a surprise trip. Welcome in, Save the Solo Cruise. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for being a channel member. Hope you are doing well. Ms. Korean says, I love how Athens Greek salad is so healthy and doesn't have lettuce like the American Greek salad. Yeah, I love Greek salad. It is my favorite. And it does taste different over here. It really does. Christine says, are ports ever canceled last minute internationally? I was on Royal Caribbean, and unfortunately, they canceled 2 of our ports last minute. Yeah, and guys, this is the thing. You have to understand that these cruise lines are not just canceling ports just because they just want to cancel them. If they're canceled last minute, it is because either a mechanical issue, it's because of weather. Those are usually the 2 reasons they're going to cancel. They're losing money by canceling. So trust and believe they are not doing that on purpose. They're not doing it last minute intentionally. It just unfortunately happens. And yes, internationally, because of weather. And they do cancel, especially Santorini. We were nervous yesterday because we were supposed to leave. Where were we yesterday? We were in Crete. We were supposed to have left Crete at like 5:30 or 6 o'clock yesterday, and they got on the loudspeaker and said that we weren't leaving until 9 because of the swells. And so I was like, oh no, that means we might get canceled in Santorini. Santorini is a port that does get canceled. because it is a tender. Anytime you have a tender involved, if there is bad winds and it's already windy in Greece, they will cancel because it's not safe. And I can tell you that our tender was bobbing pretty bad, but they didn't cancel. So yeah, anytime things are canceled, the cruise lines aren't doing that intentionally. I mean, I get a lot of clients that get upset about it. I get it. You paid money for your vacation, but would you rather be safe or be sorry? I mean, that's just kind of what it is. Let's see here. Welcome in, Michelle PJ. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Yes, you must have an open mind when you're in other countries. Yeah, that's true. You really do. And I think sometimes people don't recognize that until maybe after getting home. Like, yeah, I was there and I really didn't try this or I really didn't do this. And you kind of if you have to have the mindset of people aren't going to act the way you want them to act. People aren't going to speak the way you think they should speak because that's how we are used to in the US. Food is not going to taste the way you expect it to either. Just the same way if somebody from Greece came over to the US and, they might think we have way too many processed foods. They might think that everything is fried in oil or grease, so they're going to have their thoughts on our food or what have you. But I say still try it and try to keep an open mind about it. And I'm not saying that anyone's been closed minded on this cruise. I'm just saying that sometimes that's the case. It's just that, I'm used to things being a certain kind of way and not having the understanding that it's not going to be the same as it is in your country. And that goes for any and everybody. Um, let's see here. That makes sense. Sad they're not enjoying the food though, and there are quite a few that are. I'm just kind of getting a sense of from the group. Are you liking the food? Are you not liking the food? And I would say it's probably 60-70% are saying yeah that they haven't had any issues, and then there's others that are like no, I'm not really finding anything that I care for. And again, I don't negate anyone's personal feelings or thoughts. That's everyone has their own preference, and I tell people all the time, tastes are so subjective. I can tell you that I love something, and you might hate it. That's just how it is. Christine says, how many days prior do you recommend to fly in before a cruise? If you're flying out of the U.S. A day before, I do not recommend flying in the day of, because if your flight is delayed or canceled, then you will miss your cruise and you more than likely won't be able to fly into the next port, unless it was something with the airline like weather or mechanical that they might give you an approval to get on board the ship in a later port, but you got to pay for that. Internationally, I would say 2 days. We flew in. We had 2 solid days here in Athens by the time we got here, or in Athens. So I would not recommend flying in. I did have someone fly in the morning of the cruise. They made it on board. Um, I don't think I've seen them much this cruise, though. Probably exhausted. We had some flying the day before. So, you know, you want to have time to acclimate to the time change and this and that before getting on your cruise. Because, like I said, with this being so port intensive, we are like constantly, we're everywhere. Like, I mean, and these are long port days, and I just feel like we haven't even like gone to a show. We haven't done anything on this ship because we are just out in port. Let's see here. Sorry, this thing keeps scrolling all the way up. Let's see here. But welcome into everyone. Game Changer, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. This travel group and chat family, that boutique hotel on Enos was around the corner from where we stayed at near Monastiraki Square. I miss Greece. Yeah, Monastiraki is where it's at. I've been having a lot of clients going to Greece or going to Athens, and that's just my go-to. And I think that was like 100% across the board. Everybody was like, that was like a perfect spot. If you are flying into Athens and you're spending a day or two, do not stay near Piraeus Port. Piraeus Port is where the cruise terminal is, but it's industrial. They do have shops and things, but it's not necessarily like a place that you're going to walk and see and get everything. You're going to have the Parthenon Acropolis within steps. You're going to have the metro. You're going to have bars, restaurants, shops, flea market, clubs, bars, everything right there in Monastiraki Square. And you're just like a quarter mile from Plaka, which is a more upscale neighborhood. It is really, really nice. So Monastiraki is where it's at. And the hotel we stayed at in LH Monastiraki, that will be my go-to hotel there. Anytime I go, that's where I'm going to stay. Let's see here. No snack bar. No, there's no snack bar. But you have to understand here in Greece, a lot of times like breakfast, all the meals are later than what we're used to. So like dinner doesn't even really start getting busy until like 9 p.m. 9 p.m. I'm getting in bed. Um, yeah, there's like no snacking, and that's just a cultural thing. And so you have to kind of have an open mind that yes, I'm not going to be able to go get pizza 24 hours. It's just not happening. Like in fact, right now I'm looking. There's a pizzeria slash Greek deli, and I think it's been closed since probably 4. I would say stock up on the fresh fruit, and they do have plenty of fresh fruit. I will give it to them on that. Um, the watermelon is so good. The pineapple's good. They have plums. They have all kinds of fresh fruit. So yeah. Says I know our port was canceled in April to Standard because the cable cars were out of service. They let us know 2 weeks before we sail. This was on the Sun Princess cruise ship. Yeah, those things happen. Um, Now they could have possibly worked around that, maybe reduced the number of ships in port, which they may have, because there is a way to get to Santorini without taking the cable car. You just have to do like what we did today. We did the skip the cable car, where we took the water tender from the ship to the mainland, and then we got on another boat that took us around Santorini and then up the road. So there's a way, but maybe they canceled you guys and kept a couple other smaller ships. It says, oh wow, 3.5 hours for dinner and I can't use my drink package. Nope. But the maitre d' was amazing, and he said, hey, don't worry about it, and they made it work. It says, our biggest surprise for us that authentic Greek salad has no lettuce, but only vegetables with olive oil. Yeah, and it's delicious. It really is. Welcome in, Liam's having fun. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a channel member. How's the cruise part of the trip? Honestly, there's really no cruise part. If you're talking about like the entertainment and this and that, we are literally in port every day. We have no sea days, and these are long port days. We're currently docked in Santorini. As you see, it's dark. We are dark here till midnight. Back on board time is midnight. We pull away at 12:30. Tomorrow we are in Mykonos from either 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. till 2 a.m. So these are long port days. So people are out enjoying. So there's not a lot of stuff going on the ship. They do have a couple of dance parties every morning. They'll do like Zumba and exercise classes. Um, they had a magic show at the bar. They have a nightly show, which we're going to get to here in about 15 minutes. Tonight is like a Greek dance party type show. So they have that. Those things are wonderful. There's no issue with the entertainment. Now, some people that aren't getting off the ship, they're kind of like, there's not a whole lot to do during the day. But this is the thing. You don't book this ship to stay on it and think that it's going to give you all the entertainment and all of the recreational things that you would get on other cruise lines. I see this ship as a ferry. It's taking you to all of these wonderful places, and for me it's like a ferry. And I did explain that to the group prior to, because we had a few different Zoom calls. Obviously I blogged this when I was here before and gave them more context about it, and people that have booked this cruise line, that don't get on this ship thinking, there are some that are relaxing, some that have gone to the spa, but it is truly a ferry. It's getting you to and from the destination. So if you are a sea day person or a person that enjoys cruise ships, I wouldn't book this, because there's really not a whole lot going on at all, because we're in port all the time. Let me see here. Sorry, just scrolling, but welcome into everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys being here. I know it's early where you are. What time is it? Oh, it's just 1 o'clock. Most of you guys about 1 o'clock. It says, I hope the rest of your trip is great. Yeah, we're excited. I mean, we only have a couple more days. We have Mykonos tomorrow. Oh, we only have 2 more days? I'm not sure. What is today? We got 2 more days. Wow. But it seems like we've been gone for 2 weeks. So we have Mykonos tomorrow. We have a group excursion. We have our own private tour. And we're going to have lunch at a farm, unlimited wine. And then people are probably going to get back on the ship, shower, and change it. We're going back out for Mykonos for dinner as a group. That is the plan. Yeah, so Mykonos, the meal, we did not do any group excursion. I mean, we do have an excursion that a few people are joining, but we did nothing as a group because that's the last day. And I know people want to impress before heading back home. It says on the go with yellow, fresher, tasty vegetables straight from the dirt. And all of the fruits and vegetables and everything have been really fresh, really good. Journey of It All, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Says, I'm glad you and your group are having a great time. I have to join you one day. Yeah, I would love to. And I'm actually going to be announcing another group soon because I had so many questions, so many messages asking, when are you going to Greece again? So got to make it happen. How is the weather? Is it hotter than the Caribbean? About the same. Jeremy, can you pass me that water, please? The weather is actually not as hot as the Caribbean. It's been very windy. Thank you. It's been very, very windy this cruise. So, yeah, it's been very, very windy. So I think that has helped a lot. So it's been nice. It's been really, really nice. Now the sun has been beaming, so that hence my face being burned. But can you open that, please? Let's see here. But yeah, the weather's been perfect. Sorry, just kind of scrolling. Thank you. It says everything is fried in Greece. Oh, I got it. I got it, Liam. Welcome and keeping up with the Griffins. Appreciate you guys being here. Says hope you are all enjoying Greece and having a great time. We really are. Savvy Voyages is saying hello, everyone. Nice to see you. RacQuelle, nice to see you as well. Savvy Voyages, welcome in. Welcome in, Keisha H. Thank you for being here. J is for joyful. I love that name. Says love your content. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. I cannot imagine coming to the day of too much could happen. They made it happen. Excuse me. I get it. When you don't have like PTO and things like that, and you're trying to make the trip. I get it. I was just nervous as a travel agent. Like, hey, I get it. This is a bucket list trip, but I would have had to taken that extra day because I can only imagine that they slept the first 2 days probably. Let's see here. Welcome in, Involving with Etta. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a channel member. On the Go says agreed. Monastiraki is where it's at, or Plaka. Yeah, Monastiraki is more affordable than Plaka, so that's why I recommend that. The hotels are, and they're neighboring. So you have Monastiraki. So just to give you some context, you have the airport. The airport is about a 40-minute ride to 40-minute ride to Monastiraki. You can catch a taxi, Uber, whatever. That's going to cost you about 60 euros to do that. Or you can catch the metro train, which is what we did, for €9 per person. And you can use that metro ticket for 24 hours. So, and the metro is good for the subway, the train, and the buses. And so €9 will get you around. So once you get into Monastiraki, you then have the next neighborhood, which is Plaka, which is more upscale, a little more expensive, but still as lively as Monastiraki. And then you have Syntagma Square, which is also a nice neighborhood to stay in. But I would say if you're going to stay in any, that's going to be closest to everything, near the metro, near bars, clubs, food, everything, Monastiraki, for sure. Let's see here. Welcome in, Adina. Thank you so much for being here. On the Go with Yola says, hi. Yeah, that's scary. If it's abroad, I'm going 2 to 3 days. Absolutely. Welcome in, Adina. Welcome in, Carmelin, for the win. Thank you for being here. Everyone's just speaking. Thank you so much. On the Go with Yola says, hey guys, I have 85 watching and only 54 likes. I appreciate that. We have 94 watching and only 59 likes at this point, but appreciate you guys being here. Welcome in, Delaire. Oh, Delaire says, I love Mykonos. Yeah, Mykonos is really nice. It says, I love how you can lose track of days on a cruise. Yeah, I have no clue. I didn't even realize it was September. My brother has a birthday tomorrow. Liam says it's almost like river cruising. Kind of. I've never done a river cruise. Never done a river cruise. And actually, I was signed up to try to do a river cruise or try to get access because Celebrity announced that they were doing priority access for their river cruising program today at 9 a.m. And I had some clients ready to book. I was ready to book, and it sold out in 6 minutes. And I was literally on ready to go, and the system glitched. And next thing I know, I got a message saying, "Hey, we sold out in 6 minutes." Like, really? So, let's see. On the Go Viola says, "Yes, we are impatiently waiting for my group cruise announcement." Yeah. It says, yes, all of you are getting beautifully toasty. I love it. Yes. Are you going to Turkey? Welcome in, Adrian. Yes, we were in Turkey 2 days ago. We were in Kushadasi, and we were. My husband, we love Turkey, and I loved Turkey the first time I was here. And I said we have to come back and visit by land. I hear veggie and fruit overseas. Yes. Sharana says, do you offer travel agent classes? I do not. Honestly, it's one of those things where I would love to at some point. I don't think I'm the master of anything, honestly. I do think that social media has helped my travel agency to grow and to bloom, and grow and all of that. So that has been my saving grace. But as far as like the travel agent side, at some point I would love to do that because I get asked that often. I just physically don't have or mentally have the time to do anything like that at this point because yeah, we're just always on the go in between the agency, creating content, working with sponsors, and then operating our own agency is just a lot. Let's see. Everyone speaking. Welcome in, Tanya Brooks, self-care and support for caregivers. I love that. Yep, that thing was closed so fast. It says halfway through the week, wishing you were on a cruise. Let me just see. Okay, enjoy. Can't wait to travel abroad. Yeah, and I say get up and do it, and that's why I love this group. And I think that that's the thing. Only I think two people in our group, maybe three, have ever cruised abroad or have gone abroad. And so, Jimmer, yeah, just don't do that. They have not gone abroad. And so that for me is what makes me excited is that, I guess we did a lot of group meetings, Zoom calls, sharing a lot of information. And that's kind of what I like, the educational piece of everything. And this is how you do it. This is kind of what to expect. And me coming and doing and showing and then bringing a group on. And I think that's what I'm liking about this group is just seeing the excitement with everyone because most people, it's their first time. Whether it's in Greece or just going abroad, period. So it's been great. It says, what are your thoughts on American cruise lines? Would you try them? What American, most of the cruise lines, no, is an American cruise line the actual brand? Maybe it is. Is American Cruise Lines a river cruise? I want to say I've heard of American Cruise Lines. If you're talking about cruise lines based out of America, most of them are not. Pretty much all of them aren't actually. They're registered elsewhere. They might cruise from the U.S., but they are registered elsewhere. How is Turkey versus Greece different or the same? At least the ports you have visited. One of the biggest differences between Turkey and Greece is that you're going to find way more people in Greece that speak English, and this is why. It is a requirement of their school system. So what was said to me is that it's required that, and it started maybe about 15 years ago, where kids, when they graduate, they must speak three languages. English is one of them. So you're pretty much going to run into people that speak English clearly, no problem. Turkey's different. I don't know if there's a requirement at all, but you're going to notice that people don't understand English. They don't speak English. A lot of them don't, even near the port. So that was the biggest difference. Um, sounds like Turkey's very foodie. So if you like food and trying different things, Turkey's going to be the spot to go. We just have not had time to do that. But yeah, very different atmospheres. Yeah, very, very different. But I've heard that Turkey is extremely safe, um, and probably more welcoming for people of color than Greece. Greece has been wonderful. Like we haven't had any issues. They're also welcoming, but it sounds like Turkey's probably more welcoming than even Greece. Um, let's see here. It says, thank you for going live. Hello from Norcross, Georgia. Welcome in. It says, so happy to get the real skinny on this cruise. I always enjoy your content, enjoy your group and family. I've never traveled abroad. Yeah, you got to try it. You got to try it. And I'll be honest, you're probably going to see way more abroad trips from me than you are going to see the Caribbean. Um, only because this is really what I enjoy. And I feel like I said, my heart feels different on this cruise with the people we're with and the places we're visiting than like going to the Caribbean. I've done the Caribbean so many times. There are still ports in the Caribbean that I have not visited that I'll be touching on soon, and I try to repeat them several times so that I can get more context, more information, more excursions, things like that. But you're going to probably see me going to some other places real soon. Says I almost want to cry in excitement every time I travel abroad. It's worth it. It really is. It really is. Thank you so much, Liam. Appreciate you being here on your. Yeah, the river cruises went fast. Fast. Now, and it's expected because the river cruises might have 100 cabins, if that. Was the wait time by the boat around the island to the tender longer or shorter than the wait for the cable ride to the tender? We did not have to wait for a tender because I was able to get us tickets. So we did not have to wait for the tender from the island to the tender. I'll make sure I'm understanding that. Was the wait time by boat around the island to the tender longer, shorter, shorter? And I didn't have to wait in the cable. The cable. We did a exclusive tour, and guys, this is why I use a travel advisor because we do the research for you. We did a skip the cable car. So half of our group didn't even go on the cable car because the tour that I shared with the group was a skip the cable car tour through Viator, and it took us to the bottom. We had to take the tender from the ship to the bottom of the island, and then get on another boat that took us around, and then we got on a bus, and that was our tour for the day. So yeah, but coming back, we waited what 15 minutes, about 15 minutes, because I would absolutely love to travel abroad with you as my guide. Yeah, join us, join us. Now we do have our sisters cruising abroad next June. We have about 50 ladies joining us on that cruise. That one is leaving Barcelona, and it has 5 stops in Italy. Yeah, 4 stops in Italy, one in France, I believe. So we do have that. And then I'll be announcing another abroad trip for 2027. So yeah, join us. I'd love you to. Coco Travels, welcome in. Says thank you for going live. Always very informative and helpful. Yeah, I got to get ready to go though, guys, because we have a show to catch. Have you ever thought about doing an African cruise? It is yes. That's all I'm going to say is yes. Yes. Because I'm almost done. Y'all really did a lot fewer videos than my norm. Oh, you're talking about, is this from Kaya's birthday cruise? Alrighty, so I'm for wonderful things about Croatia. Any plans to cruise there? I was actually looking at an itinerary with Croatia on there. So yeah. Yep, so tomorrow we are in Mykonos. Again, we have a group tour. Pretty much everyone, I think, except for 3 are doing the group tour with us. So it's going to be an amazing day with the group. And it's a full day with the group because our tour is like 6 hours in the morning, getting back on board and then leaving back out in the evening to have a group dinner to kind of close out things because Milos, a lot of people plan to just chill and relax, get packed. We have a food tour in Milos, Greece. And then we're flying right back home after we get off the ship on Saturday. So we get back home late Saturday night. So I think that is it. I will not go live again before the end of this cruise. So make sure you're following us on social media. I haven't really been posting reels. I haven't really been working. And I'm so thankful for my clients and people that have allowed me to take this little break. So it'll be back in on top of things as soon as this cruise is over. So I do appreciate that little reprieve there. But yeah, it says African cruise, sign me up. Just wait, guys. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Appreciate you guys being here. Welcome in, Melina. I'm actually ending because we want to get to the show. Appreciate you guys being here. Stay tuned. Keep following. I did post some pictures today. I'll get caught up on posting reels and things later. And I don't know if we'll have a vlog for Sunday. I have not had any time to even edit. Ron said yes, we will. I don't know about that. I haven't had any time to edit or do anything this cruise, so might not have any content for Sunday, but we'll share something. Maybe I'll go live on Sunday to kind of wrap up the whole cruise and the experience. But it's been great. Make sure you go follow some of the other creators that are on board as well. You have Warm Strong Adventures, Bill. He's been going live and sharing things already. Elisa's Adventures in Cruising. Go follow her as well. I think she's doing her flying dress shoot right now or has just wrapped it up. You have Edna's World. Make sure you follow Edna. Life with V, Veronica. Follow her. Who else? Missing somebody. Make sure you follow the Traveling Heartbeats. CJ and Dee Dee. Follow them. His other channel is also the High Value Nurse, I believe. So yeah, we have a few creators on board, so make sure you go follow them as well because they're already pushing out the content. You won't see my grease stuff for another month. So Appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate all of your love, support, and all that. We're going to get to the show. So I will see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day.